Hi guys, it's Birb here and welcome to today's exclusive video report. And today I've got for you BTC USD spot price, a couple of charts on Bitstamp spot. And we already have a couple of different volume weighted average prices, right? So for the clarity, for how we incorporate them, we just can go to the Encore view up in the upper panel, for the trend lines basically, right? And then implement set and volume weighted average prices trend lines that we want them, right? So let's say this volume weighted average price anchored, okay, at July's lows of 29.2K basically tells you the story with an average fair price of Bitcoin based on price and volume to be pretty much equal to 48,439. This is the fair price of Bitcoin. Anything below is considered undervalued, anything above is considered short-term overvalued. Okay, so we can firstly deduct and somehow, just literally come up with a very simple conclusion that Bitcoin is currently, oversold locally. Does that mean it's going to reverse? Not necessarily, right? More importantly, this is showing you the price of Bitcoin, the price of history, the chunk and part of history, the fraction ever since it's made the 29.2 lows, with initiating the leg up that took us to the new all-time highs. Okay, if we account other periods such as previous all-time highs of $65,000, the fair price of Bitcoin stands for 44.9 or $45,000 approximately. Okay, if we take it even further, then September's lows of $40,000, okay, of this symmetrical triangle bottom flooring basing pattern, you can tell that the fair price of Bitcoin is 58.2, 58,265, okay, and this shows the current base local for the local triangle that Bitcoin has formed and successfully broken out above, okay. This is a broken out pattern, already successful breakout. And very strong candle, by the way, very strong candle. See how it actually includes no lower shadows, no lower candle shadows. It shows you that ever since the price opened on 12-hour candle, it didn't go lower for a single minute. It just kept growing. This was entire market buying session for Bitcoin, closing with practically the new all-time highs on a mid-daily basis. This is pretty cool. Local resistance, volume weighted average price resistance, show you anchored at the previous all-time highs, shows you that the fair price of Bitcoin is 62,100. Okay, so if anything happens, if anything goes south, this should work as a local support. With such strong and powerful close, or even if we go and push it further with a daily close through this all-time highs level, okay, then this confirms a breakout. This confirms a very powerful and successful breakout, and which is supposed to take us to the to even further patterns, to even further like market directions, to the upwards, in the upwards direction. Okay, so this triangle, as any other chart pattern, has its base, and the base size is the distance, the growth, the virtual space between the vertical space between the low, the extreme low, and the extreme high of the pattern, of the range of the sideways, okay, that it represents. It represents the sideways horizontal trend, quote unquote trend. This is not considered a trend per se. It's more of a directional price movement, okay, non-directional price movement, aligning horizontally. And that's the way you read it. Okay, on top of that, you can tell that the base size is equal like from $57,000 to $67,000. It is $10,000 base of the pattern, and this $10,000 of the base of the pattern we apply, and that on top of the breakout level. Okay, this is the measured rule, measured movement of the technical analysis, one of the main and simple principles that mostly works as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Many people consider this to be reliable. Many people think it should work, so it works because of that, because people see the bullish pattern, they buy, okay, and because of that, the price rises, which additionally confirms the patterns as the pattern's direction. So the worst case, I'm referring to that as a triangle, as a symmetrical triangle, but that is actually the worst, that we have $10,000 pattern size, okay, added on top of the breakout level, which is $63,000. So, well, $63,000 added with $10,000 range distance between 57 and 67. This gets you somewhere into mid 70s. Okay, $75,000 is a minimal target, the minimal breakout target for this pattern alone. So expect some consolidation, some local throwback perhaps to establish higher high, again higher low. Firstly, the higher high in here, and then somehow the higher low. or regardless whether it's low or low first, perhaps to touch the base of the volume weighted average price floor 62,104. It's completely irrelevant, because what matters is the base size, and the breakout retest takes us, if we accounted the middle target for the breakout, okay, of this pattern, this places you not at mid 70s or 73, $75,000, but we add $10,000 on top of the breakout, okay? So when you see the new all-time highs, you could expect some local breakout retest intraday cycle, let's say local couple of hours or couple of sessions, basically, that take you, okay, and prepare you with a breakout here and retest in here, okay, with reclaim over the new all-time highs. This reclaim could technically take us $10,000 higher of the highs. So 67 plus 10 gives you 77 target. Okay, so basically this triangle target, okay, if we refer to that as a symmetrical triangle, this places you somewhere at 73 all the way up to $77,000. This is the pattern's breakout target. But for many reasons, I especially mentioned on the previous video reports and previous reports in the written or the previous webinars in Friday and so on and so forth, I refer to that more of a, well, more as a bullish pennant, basically. Okay, so half mast formation. So this bullish pennant happens after this is a local diagonal consolidation. What matters is that you firstly have a very sharp dynamic full momentum movement to the upside, and then local consolidation, which is fast, which is rapid, which is aggressive. The dips are bought back fast, okay, and it consolidates fast. This is full of momentum. Okay, it's a very like short-term pattern. It lasts no more than a couple of days, which actually just aligns with what we said in here so far for this pattern as well. Okay, so you have the mast, you have the pole, which defines the breakout target, the breakout, let's say, not even the base, but the breakout distance. Okay, and this distance takes us from $42,000 all the way up to 67. This is basically $25,000 of the pattern range, the pattern distance potentially. And this $25,000 added on top of 62, okay, gets you somewhere in the upper 80,000s or $87,000 to be specific. So this pattern, whether it's a triangle or it's a pennant, it places you with, like, for a couple of triangle pennant based targets that can work as a self-fulfilling prophecy as some form of a magnets. Okay, so 73 or 75, 77, and basically $87,000. Those are the targets based on the chart pattern analytics. As I referred to it so many times, this, I consider that a continuation pattern, basically because it is a very rapid, short-lived contraction, very short-lived correction, okay, sideways movement in this case. This is not really like a bearish retracement. It's very bullish retracement. It's full of momentum. The momentum per indicator on the bottom actually confirms that after a successful, bullish crossover on the momentum of the stochastic ribbon, which is so basically over here. Okay, so this adds additional momentum factor, additional momentum evidence, proof, okay, that the trend is actually soaring, that Bitcoin is getting ready for a massive breakout, for an explosive breakout. And we are not talking about like some tiny candles. We are talking about $10,000 candles or more.